Let me tell you what gets people in trouble on this app. People get in trouble on this app because they're hypocrites. What's okay for friends to do is not okay for people they don't like to do. And, Megan, whatever the hell her name is on this now, she's done enough on this app to have haters for days. But the one thing, there's a number of things that drive me insane. And it's nothing that you guys haven't heard. Number one, people lying. Can't stand that. Lies will catch up to you. As Bougie likes to say, what happens in the dark comes out in the light. So, Dora was in there calling somebody out because their friend who passed was doxxed. And not only was he doxxed, but he was swatted by the police. And again, swatting, they're not using, thank you for my socks. They're not using the term swatting correctly, okay? What happened with him is the police showed up. Swatting is the actual use of a SWAT team with, pew-pews out, barging into a house. Swatting is not when 3 police show up at your door. Okay? When a ghost lawyer falsely reported that to the police that I was doing something about her on my live, which was not true, 2 officers showed up at my door. That's not swatting. So they're all up in arms over there because there were some people that put out this gentleman's address, and people did shitty stuff to him. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? So I'm thinking, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to go over there because I want to point out the fact that they are pissing and moaning about something that somebody they don't like did and calling them out for it on a live in front of 300 people, calling them every name in the book. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to say something. And let me tell you, I knew as soon as I went in there, Queen Witch likes to say the word deflecting. Again, sometimes words are hard because I don't think she understands what deflecting means. So, I went in there and I said, I'll tell you, that's horrible. People shouldn't be doxing anybody. And, I'm telling you one thing that is very weird to me. Queen Witch has some type of a fetish with people sticking musical instruments up her hoo-ha. I don't get that. She always brings up something about sticking a flute up her something or other. Now, I know what movie that's from because I've heard it. I've never seen the movie. So when she makes that comment, I have no clue what it means. And, not for nothing, but I never went to band camp. So, obviously she's got some insider real life information that she likes to bring out about her days as a flute player. Because I don't get it. But, a couple things that I knew would happen when I went in there. Okay? Number one, When I brought up the doxing thing, they brought up 10 million other things that had nothing to do with it. And I kept saying, no, I'm talking about doxing in general. Because they're going after me. And I said, no, I said, I agree with you guys. Doxing is not right. Nobody should be doxing anybody. And, oh, you're not staying on topic. Blah, blah, blah. The whole topic was they were going after somebody for doxing his information, and then all this stuff came out. So you want to talk about deflecting, and of course, Bougie, what she does best, deflecting. Oh, well, you're sitting with people that have doxed people and da-da-da-da-da. I have no idea what every single person I'm in a box with has done in their career on TikTok. I don't know. The difference is this. They all knew that Florida Man doxed me, 2 other people in one live, and then 3 hours later, somebody else, all on T's platform. And then they do the, oh, well, yeah, I talked to him on the phone, and I told him it wasn't right. F you. F you. He's been doxing people forever. You really think sitting there and, stroking his hair and giving him a binky, you think he's going to listen to you and say, yeah, you're right, it's not right. No, he's going to keep doing it. And you guys are going to keep condoning his behavior by supporting him. It's just, I'm telling you, and these are the things I'm talking about hypocrisy. I will call this out all day, every day, and 4 times on Sunday, because I don't go to church. I got the time. But it is unbelievable how they will sit there and they will go after somebody for doxing, which, let me rephrase, is terrible. It should not happen, ever. I don't care who you are. I don't care if somebody doxes somebody I absolutely despise on this app. I will call the person who doxed them out because it's not right. So when Bougie or whoever the hell it was said, oh, I talked to him on the phone after and I told him it wasn't right. How about you do it like you do everybody else? You call the people out on a live. You call them out on it when you know they're listening. I mean, be fair. Be fair. Don't call him on a phone and say, oh, little baby, you shouldn't have done that. You want me to send you some money? Come on. And these people, every live that these people are in, you listen to them. And they are calling out people for doing really crappy stuff on this app, which, again, I absolutely admit people are doing crappy stuff on this app. But if it's crappy for somebody to do it that you don't like, it's also crappy for somebody to do it who you're friends with. And you can't play both sides. You can't do it. Yeah, they're very classy over there, Donna. Listen, I've always said this. Words don't hurt me. When people use those words, I think when Queen Witch went to school, I'm not sure what her level of education is, but she must have missed the days where they taught the English language that didn't teach swear words. They taught normal words that adults use in conversation and kids use. When somebody, we talk about Sean using that language, okay? People who use that language are the lowest common denominator. Lowest common denominator. And it doesn't bother me that they use that language, because when they use that language, other people hear it. When other people hear it, you're going to absolutely get a couple people that don't agree with it, and they will stop supporting somebody that uses that. And like I said, the language doesn't help me. considering the sources over there. Now, the other thing I want to comment, because, Megan now is on a roll because she actually has people that have platforms that support her now. So Megan thinks she's got like giant gonads to go around talking. Did anybody ever hear me say that I'm going to be hosting a memorial service for this hair junkie person? Has anybody ever heard me say that? How would I throw a memorial service for somebody I didn't even know? So Megan said that she got pissed at me because I called out people for not sending money for her t-shirts. Absolutely, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. I have promoted the GoFundMe for the family because that's the way money should go. That's the way money should be used. GoFundMe is a legit organization if the reason is legit. And if people want to support this person's family by helping them out during this time of need through GoFundMe, I have no problem with it. I never said I was holding a memorial service for somebody I don't know. I absolutely said don't send money to people on this app. We saw what happened with Shannon. Okay, and for those of you that don't know, and I'm telling you, I almost got sucked into this. Back in the beginning of December, Shannon was collecting money for one of her mods who is very ill. And his name escapes me right now. I haven't talked to him for a while. I had some interactions with him, not a lot. Very nice guy, though, who has a serious medical condition. And Shannon wanted to collect money from people via her Cash App, PayPal, whatever. Andrew, thank you, Lady Day. And she wanted to get him money so he could buy Christmas gifts for his kids, all that kind of stuff. And I remember I was in a box in her live at that time. It's got to be like beginning of December, end of November. So I'm sitting there thinking, but this was a time when Shannon and I were good. We were hanging out in her lives and all that. And as I started thinking about that, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not going to send money to somebody who's going to in turn use that money to buy stuff for people. Because am I 100% sure all that money is going to go to Andrew? And I wasn't sure. And I didn't send money because I couldn't in my mind justify doing that, because I didn't want to be part of a problem that is happening on this app with people saying, oh, I'm going to collect money for this reason. Will you send to me? And what happened, lo and behold, with Shannon? Shannon sent Andrew a portion of the money and didn't send all of it. And, there's been allegations that she sent money to some gentleman that she was getting to know and all this other stuff. That's why myself and every other awareness creator says, do not send money to anybody on this app. And with Megan, absolutely I would not buy a shirt from her. She's charging $30 for a shirt. Tell me why. When there is a GoFundMe, from what I understand, and this is from what I've heard in lives, the family has said, the only thing we are supporting is the GoFundMe. And then Megan got him and said, oh, no, they're supporting my t-shirts too. They're supporting my t-shirts. She's charging $30 for a t-shirt. $30. Tell me how a t-shirt is going to cost somebody $30. Okay? Tiff has t-shirts on her page. You can get them for $15. Is she using fucking silk? You know, if the money is going to all go to the family, wouldn't it make more sense? I mean, she has a business, supposedly. Wouldn't it make more sense to sell the shirts for a lower price so more people would buy them if that's what she's trying to do? And is she doing this for cost? I mean, is she covering her costs on it, or is she making money on it? Because I heard her say something last night like she didn't want to order too much because she didn't want to have to absorb the cost. What? So you figure Tiff is making money on a shirt for $15-16. And, you know, I don't care how much she's making, but she's making money off of it. So for Megan to come on a live and not know, as usual, what she's talking about by saying that I am having a memorial for somebody I don't know, and I've never said that. I do believe in a live I mentioned that T and Dora and that whole group of people that knew him were having a memorial the day of his memorial service. Never did I say I was having one. That is just so crazy. I do too. I do too, Sweet and Sassy. And you know what? This is the other thing that all of these people over there seem to forget. When they got word that this person passed away unexpectedly, as you can imagine, you know, people that knew him were very upset, which I totally understand. There was somebody in a box. I'm not sure who it was. I want to say maybe it was somebody named Too Tall. And she had been in contact with the family. And she was kind of doing the go-between stuff because, as you can imagine, you know, they didn't want a lot of people inundating them with phone calls, text messages, and all that. And she had made a comment because things had started getting heated in a live regarding this gentleman. She made a comment that to me was very clear. And she said, he would hate if we were doing this right now. All of this arguing, all of this yelling, all of this back and forth. You know, he would hate that we were doing this over him. For his memory and his legacy, we need to stop doing this. And for a day, that was the case. He wanted people to get along, exactly. For a day, that was fine. But ever since then, it has been constantly talking about this gentleman. Exactly. You know, and Blue nailed it perfectly. You know, I don't know Blue, but from what I understand, he was very good friends with this gentleman. And he finally got into a box and said, "Why are we doing this? We're talking about the whole thing about doxing and calling people out for doxing, but then not calling people out in lives for doxing because they're friends." But what Blue said is, "This is ridiculous. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? This is ridiculous." You know, and Blue is very upset about this, as you can imagine. I was just floored. You know, and that may be the case, Stephanie, but I got to be honest with you. I had no problem with him going up there and, putting out, his feelings about it, because it sounds like, again, he was very close to this person. And it's bothering him that people are discussing this man. They're yelling about people that didn't like this man, swearing at them, calling them names, when, Blue has said, and other people have said, this is not what he would have wanted. And this is why I will always call out the hypocrisy. Going live and absolutely bashing people that doxed his information. Of course, they're the ones that said they called the cops over there, they ordered pizza and sent it to him, without any proof, of course. They haven't shown any proof. But indeed, they absolutely... I'm sorry. Thank you for that. Thank you for clarifying that for Blue. Blue, I'm sorry. I will absolutely use the proper pronouns. Thank you. But, they nailed it. And they said, stop all this. This has got to stop. This is not what he would want. But again, for calling out those people for doxing this gentleman while they were in boxes, when Florida man doxed 3 people and then a 4th person, but they did it behind the scenes. Why is that? Why is that? T threw out there a couple nights ago, well, Scammy, you didn't say anything when Scam Slam doxed me. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have no clue what you're talking about. So I spoke with Scam about it. And what happened was, over a year ago, in a mod chat with 6 people, which I was never a part of at this time, they were talking about how, we always say, don't put your personal information in anything. Don't give anybody your address. And showing how dangerous it was, they found a Facebook clip, Facebook post on T's Facebook where she listed her address. Her name, her full address. So from my understanding is they showed it in a mod chat of 6 people, not for nefarious reasons, not wishing any harm on her, but just to show how dumb people could be by posting their personal information on Facebook. Did anybody send pizzas to T? No. Did anybody, besides Jen, of course, send the cops to her house? No. The deflection is real over there. And surprisingly, T dropped that the night that she allowed Florida man to dox all of us. So again, Nikki, you want to talk about deflection? When somebody does something in a box, like doxing, and then T tries to deflect it to say what happened to her was the same thing, it is not the same fucking thing. Your address was not put on a public platform for 300-400 people to see. Add another couple hundred for people that were looking at it from the outside. add a couple hundred other people that wrote the information down, and who knows how many people have gotten that information now. But I am so sick to death of these people saying what people are doing are wrong, but not calling out their friends for the same thing. She brought up, of course, she brought up 13. I don't know if she brought up Skittles or not. But she said to me, well, did you call 13 out for doxing anybody? I don't know if she doxed anybody. I really was never friends with 13. And, I think 13 would agree now. 13 and I are acquaintances on here. I don't know anything about her life. She doesn't know anything about my life. What we're doing right now is we are working with something about Florida Man. I don't know everything that people do on this app. But they all know, because they were there, that Florida Man doxed somebody on a public platform. It was not private. There were not 6 people in there. But again, why aren't I losing my mind over this? Because every day people see this. People on TikTok are not stupid. People know the definition of hypocrisy. And every day this continues, more people and more people see what's happening and they lose interest. Exactly, Lana. So I've said, if I have something where I could prove them wrong, that they are condoning something of one person, or even maybe they'll say, I don't condone it, but they're not calling them out on a public platform like they do everybody else. But don't call off their friends on a live where everybody can hear it. I'd like to hear their explanation. And that's what I wanted to do. And I was very respectful in the box. But of course, these people are like a bunch of feral animals over there. They can't stick to a topic. I kept saying, no, we are talking about doxing. This is what you're talking about, doxing. Doxing is not right. I don't care who it is. Most credible hosts on this app, if somebody in a box started giving out personal information, that person would be immediately muted, to shut them up, kicked out of a box, and blocked. That's the way at least it should happen. But as I've said, when you continue to give these people a platform and you continue to allow them to do their stuff, this stuff keeps happening. And it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And Queen, I'm telling you, you need to go to some, you need to talk to your therapist about this infatuation you have with instruments being stuck up things. I mean, that's not normal. I mean, I can tell you, I've taught thousands and thousands and thousands of kids, and none of those kids have ever done that. So, I don't know. I think you need to look at that. There's something wrong. Yeah, I know. Yep, I had heard that somebody sent pizzas to Maggie. which is absolutely wrong. Sending food to somebody where it's pay on delivery, doing that, And all the mods over there were calling it out, which is right. They should do that. But then I heard that they sent pizzas to somebody. This do as I say, not as I do mentality that a lot of people have on this app is absolutely, I don't understand it. I think that it should be a rule that everybody that has a live, they should have to go back and listen to it to hear what they say. Because I'm telling you, you listen to the recordings of T's lives on YouTube. If somebody reposts Dora's lives, I ask all of you at some point in the next couple days, listen to one of their lives. It's funny how I said lies because that's pretty much what it is. Listen to one of the lives. Fast forward through it because, 5-hour lives here, 6. If it was because of the way that this guy talks, and in not a bad way. I'm not saying that, he's got some disability that makes him talk differently. Not that. And Queen Bitch is over there talking about how this mob mentality is wrong. All these people in boxes, going after somebody and talking bad about them. And I'm like, you mean like you do on every single live you have? Like you do in every single live you go into? I mean, it is just... These people don't listen to themselves. They don't listen to themselves. I suggest they all listen to the words they say. And, Megan, I'm sure you're not listening because I do believe I have you blocked. But never once did I ever say anything about holding a memorial service for this gentleman. How the heck would I hold a memorial service when I couldn't even tell you the first thing about this person because I don't know him? And again, this is how, when people put out misinformation, that misinformation can go around and then people believe it. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. If you're gonna make an allegation that somebody did something, you better have the proof. Absolutely, these people did dox this gentleman. From what I understand, what Dora said, they did it on a live. Although I can easily say, well, Dora's just full of crap because she's lied about stuff. No, I'm gonna believe her that these people indeed put this gentleman's information out there. And that's wrong. But don't you dare, Dora, call out somebody for when one of your good friends in your BO's heartfelt comments about stopping all of this. Let's see if anybody heard him. Hi, Jeannie. Let's see if anybody heard him. What's IR? I don't know what IR is. Welcome in, everybody. So, yeah, and again, for those people that just came in, about 3 nights ago or so, somebody sent Maggie like 2 pizzas for cash on delivery. And, you know, people went ballistic in her live, you know, her mods and all that, which I totally agree with. Nobody should be doing that shit. And, you know, Digital Deceiver brought it up very well today. Okay? You know, that pizza took time to make. It cost the company ingredients, electricity. It cost them to have somebody drive out to deliver the pizza to her when this person could be doing another delivery that was a real one. And, you know, there is an economic burden on these businesses that are being called to do this stuff. And it's wrong. But then, from what I understand is somebody or some people over in her live, and I'm not going to say names because I have no evidence of who did it, but somebody sent pizzas to a content creator from TikTok and cents. Exactly. I mean, here they were calling out this group for replaying this live when this gentleman had the cops called to his house, saying this shouldn't be played. You know, this is terrible. I can't believe they're doing this. Yet Dora played it. And then are you saying she replayed it? Good morning, Vicky. I mean, hell, if you're gonna make a company make pizzas, how about you send them to a shelter? You want to do something? Instead of sending them to somebody who you know damn well is not going to pay it your freaking self. Send it to a shelter. How about you send it to a local police department? You send it to a local ER. Send it to an animal organization, a rescue organization. Send it to them on Friday for lunch. It has, Harley. It has. Do I agree with Petty putting up the gentleman's obituary and he's sitting in front of the green screen laughing and all that? No. That was classless. But I do agree with him with saying send money. You know, if you're going to send money, send it to the GoFundMe. I mean, from what I understand, he had a problem with that too. Or better yet, Megan, instead of selling your $30 shirts because you want to send money to the family to help them, why don't you hold a live where you tell people, if you were going to buy a shirt, take the money you were going to send me for a shirt, buy coins on TikTok, and send me gifts during the live I'm going to have. And then I will collect all that money and I will either donate to the GoFundMe with that amount of money, or I will send it to the family. But make sure you show your receipts, like I do. You show every week how much money you got, and then you show the receipt where you sent that much money, plus more, to the family. But yeah, I will definitely say it again. Do not send money to people on this app. Period. This whole thing has turned into a fucking sideshow. Yeah, I know. And then, along those same lines, I posted a video yesterday. Bougie was on last night at like 1 o'clock in the morning. We know she sent T $150 for blocking Skittles and her friends for the rest of the year. We know that. T has admitted that. Yet Bougie had the balls last night to complain that somebody sent FWA money last night to kick Florida Man and Megan out of a box. And she was up in arms about that. How dare they drop Florida Man out of a box because somebody paid for it, and somebody paid to drop Megan out of what? T, she was known as Better Days. Now she's known as Queen of the Broke Bitches. FWA, it's Friends with Attitudes, I guess. I don't watch the person, but she allows people in the boxes, and she's a creator that collects money when people want somebody dropped out of a box, like T does. T, I think, got the idea from her, or somebody similar like that. I heard Smash does it too. But Bougie is all up in arms because her best friend, Florida Man, and Megan got, the person was paid to drop them. But it's okay for her to send money to T to drop people. Again, the hypocrisy runs thick with these people. It is slimy. It is slimy to do that. I don't agree with it at all. It's just not part of the fiber of my being. I mean, hell, when I started doing lives on Facebook in February of 2024, and I got something from TikTok saying you earned $40 this week, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And I started thinking about it. I'm like, I'm getting money for streaming people and bringing awareness to people, something that I want to do because I want to make sure people don't lose money from these people. And it did not feel right. It did not feel right to me. And I started donating the money. That's just me, People can do what they want on this app. They can do with it, the money from gifts that they want. Nobody's ever going to say, oh, well, Scammyclaus said I shouldn't do it, so I shouldn't. I'm not looking for that. But what I am saying is that you need to make sure where your money's going and what it's going for. What's up, Sass?
Hey, it's the app has gone to hell, and it's given the true awareness. It's given us a
What? Wait. You need to tell the truth, and what you are saying is wrong, plain and simple. Bougie got dropped. Bougie got dropped? Well, she said in her live last night that Florida Man and Megan got dropped too. Is that accurate, or was that wrong?
hello.
Oh, really? Because I have a recording that says otherwise. I'll post it if you'd like. Yes, they did. Okay. I'll go back. I'll post that recording, okay, Magic? In fact, I think I did already. It's on my videos. It's on my videos. Go listen to the video that I posted. Okay? Sass, I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, that's okay. I said it's making us the true awareness groups that we go and do it. It's given us a bad name when these people that will dox and go real life. I don't agree with any of that. Um, and these people call themselves adults, which is scary.
It's a stretch for them. That word
Yeah.
adult is a stretch for a lot
And
of people on this app.
I will never understand going after. I don't. I mean, I've said some things to Turtleneck, but nothing. I don't know. I'm just at a loss of words. TikTok is getting. It's scary what these people do, and I don't understand. Given some,
You know, I um I want everybody to think about this, okay? I'm not sure how old Queen Witch is. I don't know anything about her because, unlike her, I was not behind the scenes trying to get information on her like she was about me. I don't care about her, but I'm guessing her age is probably somewhere between her 40s and 50s. I mean, that's my best guess. Think about everybody. Think about when your mother or father were in their 40s and 50s. Okay? Think about that. Think back to that. Could you ever imagine one of your parents behaving like she does?
no.
Saying all the disgusting things she does? Again, as an example, sticking musical instruments up her hoo ha. I mean, I it's just it's just
I wouldn't. If it was
oh,
me,
wait a minute. People doxed Bougie and Bougie doxed Mike. Yep. See, it's an endless cycle. It's an endless cycle. But one thing that you did that I hope everybody that's listening from the outside noticed, and people in here noticed, when I was doxed and Megs was doxed and 13 was doxed, and then later on that night somebody else was doxed. I don't know who the person was. Did you hear when we all went online and we doxed Queen and Florida Man and anybody else that was in that box? No, we didn't. You know why? Because decent people don't do that. Yep. And it's got to stop. I don't care who you are. It's got to stop. This is absolutely ridiculous.
the stuff that people say, I could never. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing what they say to these people. It just.
All
Uh,
these people that say, yo, well, when it's your turn, you're going to only have to answer to one person. You're going to have to answer to God and the things that you've done, blah, 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 blah. Please. The people that act like that, they don't have to worry about where they might go, whether it's heaven or whether it's hell, because most of these people are in hell already. Yep, tit for tat. Yep.
and
The
see if
difference is the difference is, they do the tit part and decent people don't do the tat part. It's crazy.
and that's what I don't understand. If somebody doxes somebody, don't keep it going. These people keep it going. It's like a. It's not even a game. I don't even know what it is. It's
It's a domino effect, Sass.
yeah, and they
This
like
person's going to dox that person. That person's going to dox this person, and then this person's going to get better. But my conscience can't let people continue to do this stuff on this app and not get called out for it. And as I said, especially Megan, who just flat out pulled some story out of her rear end today.
Um,
Wait, Sean has a Discord now. Is he allowed in it? Is it his mod's Discord or is it his Discord?
Luann Lee, that's in the comments. I never doxed your address. You have. There's a
Who's
video.
Luann? Who is Luann? I don't know who Luann Lee is. Luann, what's your concern?
She's Sean's mod.
She's shown who is she? Which
Shy.
mod is she? It's Shy.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird. Isn't that weird? Because Sean was just saying that Shy hasn't been around and she's not on TikTok.
I never.
Shy. When did she dox your address? Tell me. Yeah, Shy, come on up here. Hey, Sean has wanted to talk to you. Why don't you come up? We can talk to you. Who claimed to be your sister? Yeah, listen, that's fine. You were with him, though, when he doxed all my information. So answer that question for me. Do you think that what Sean did by putting out my entire address and information, do you think that was wrong? Okay. Okay. Let's stop beating around the bush. You know he did it. Do you think it was wrong? Do you think it was wrong what he did? Because you know he did it. Oh, she was there? Okay. And I'm asking respectfully. Do you think that that was wrong? Hmm. Okay. No. There's no but. So doxing is wrong, correct? She did not do it to you. She did not put your name, full name, first name, last name, address, zip code, state. She did not do that. But I'll tell you, your quote unquote sister came in and put information about you.
Luann, I did not. I never. Okay, anybody has that birthday. I never gave out your full address or anything like that. You can go back and get the video. I did not.
You don't have a sister, but that's weird. Then you better look out because there's somebody that has an account who says she's your sister with your picture on it, your twin sister. T is streaming me? Of course she is, because that's all she does. She's got nothing else to talk about. When she's in there talking about glasses or, what she did at work unloading a truck, that's her content. If there was nothing else going on, that's her content. She's absolutely welcome to stream me because that's what she does. So, again, you need to look up what doxing is.
And
I'll invite you up in the box. Oh, you don't have enough people. You don't have enough people.
on her original TikTok page, she had her full entire name as her name on her TikTok.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. So, okay, so in terms of your name, your first and last name, you had that in your account, which really nobody should ever do that.
Your other account.
No, you had another account. You had another account. Come on. Yeah, the rule changes. That's the problem. As we like to say, the goalpost changes all the time. Okay? The goalpost changes. when it's about them, the goalpost is very close. But when it's about somebody else, they keep moving that goalpost back. So you have to keep proving more information, more information, more information.
I have all the receipts from going from way back, and Scammy knows that because I've sent her a bunch, and if I have to, I'll send her more.
I think, you know what you should do so Shy could check it out? Why don't you repost all that stuff, you know?
Okay, I will. I have to dig into my phone and
Yeah,
get
I
it.
mean, I think you post, yeah, it should be, I mean, that was probably a couple months ago.
Yes.
I'm looking, I'm looking to bring Luann up here. I can't. All it says, the only options I have are at or follow back. I can't bring her up here. Yeah, but I don't have the option to invite her. Are you private, Luann? I don't know if that makes a difference. You know, and listen,
Thank you, Jody.
you say something important there, Luann. You just said, I don't understand why Sassy was on me. Sassy was not on you. We have never been on you. We've never posted negative stuff about you on this app. What came up? Why don't you explain it, Sass?
When her and she was a mod for Sean on TikTok, then went to favorited, but somebody sent me a message that knew her saying that she was married, and they told me a little bit more information that I'm not going to tell on here.
Yeah, don't put it out. Don't put
Yeah.
anything out.
And then they was texting each other. They was texting each other, and well, I don't. But anyways, there's a lot you said in your chat because you have a dog named Willow in your. You've had there's so many.
Your picture saying that you had a sister and she was the sister.
No,
And she was giving out information in my chat.
in Dean's Live, I did say a road, but I never said it all together. I said it in bits and pieces, and I never said the whole entire thing.
You know what, Sass, repost, go back when you have time today and find those 2 TikTok accounts with her picture on it with 2 different names.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay? And that will explain it. That will explain it. I'm sorry for your loss there, Lauren. That will explain it.
I mean, nobody's ever brought up anything, but you have been caught in a bunch of lies from day one.
I don't know. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. We're talking about doxing, okay? Her daughter was in Dean's Live.
I didn't know about her daughter being in there.
Yeah, you remember the quote unquote sister, right?
Yes, I remember. I wasn't in that live, but I was told about it, and I was like, "What?"
You need to look at, and again, this is a problem that is rampant on this app. People need to look at what the definition of doxing is. Look at the definition of what doxing is.
I think
Yesterday, Florida Man was talking about how he had copyrighted and he trademarked Petty's names, like all of the possible names that Petty could use on TikTok. And he thought he was all funny and all, haha, I got him. He's absolutely wrong. And again, people over there ate it up like it was so funny that he was doing this to Petty. He did absolutely nothing to Petty. He had Chat GPT write some bullshit up. You cannot copyright a TikTok username. You can't do that. Copywriting has to do with music. It has to do with written work. It has to do stuff. You can't copyright your TikTok name. I proved months ago that Petty never copyrighted his name. I proved 3 months ago that Mikey never copyrighted his name. Yeah, right. And you can't trademark your TikTok name. A trademark has to do directly with a business and with revenue. You have to prove, if you're trademarking a name, you have to show how, when it relates to your business, how it is tied in with the income to your business. And it even says that usernames cannot be trademarked unless it is the name of something that you're selling. So the fact that these people can't do a simple Google search, it took me all of 2 minutes to find both and read through it, is just beyond me. Finding out what doxing is easy to do. Look it up. Okay? I suggest, if you're not sure of these things, look it up. Educate yourself on this. So, like me, when somebody's saying they're doing something, you could say that's bullshit. That's not accurate.
I didn't do nothing to you, but if you think I did, then I do apologize. But it's better to be honest than to lie about stuff. And I still like to know what you think about Sean, Docs, and Scammy.
She said he does. She doesn't believe in doxing of anybody. She said that already. So and I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that from her. Um.
Like,
So wait a
Sean
minute.
keeps
So
bringing up your name on favorited all the time. Nobody else does. And
um.
I,
Hey, Shy. When did you move from your address? I quite honestly, I'm not even sure if this is Shy. So
I'm
I
beginning
don't
to.
know. I don't really know. I'll entertain it for a few more minutes, but okay. So then whatever information was put out about you was not accurate, right? Because you didn't live there anymore. So if somebody wanted to look you up with the limited information that was put out there, you weren't there anymore. Okay. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna entertain it. I'm not gonna entertain it anymore. Um, so all I'm saying is this, to wrap things up here, because I got stuff to do today. In no way putting out first name, last name, street, zip code, city, phone numbers. In absolutely no universe is that acceptable. People, okay, I'll check it, Lou. Thank you. People that do this and think that it's okay to do it are morally bankrupt.
And I will look for them screenshots I have of Luann's original TikTok. And well, first I'll send them to you so you can look at them, Scammy.
No, it's okay. Just post them because I remember what they looked like.
Oh, yeah.
I remember them. Um, People that host lives and allow people to do this on their platform, and yes, T, you're guilty of it. And as I said, I would love, since you have my email, I would love you to send me any information on what people were harassing you. Because if indeed people were harassing you on TikTok Based on what Sean says, Sean has said we were the reason why you left Favorited because he says you were being harassed by people over here. Please send me any messages you received, anything like that. Send me that information, and I promise you, I will block anybody. Because according to Sean,
The people I message are people that I talk to on here. I don't go and message people about anything.
yeah, nope, I don't either. I don't either. I don't go behind the scenes and say you're dumb for following Sean. Like
Okay,
according to that Cindy person, how I sent 50 messages to her. Come on.
so as far as whatever she's going to send you,
Uh-huh.
as you would know, I would say with caution that it be a video, maybe sent to you on, create some way for her to send you a video showing you things, because things can be copied and pasted and
Oh
edited
yeah.
off
Oh yeah.
Photoshop. So don't try no dumb stuff. Whoever's going to send scammy information and put people's name on in Photoshop, because that don't fly. So you better make sure it's a video with their information that's really happening to you.
I sent Scammyclaus a video already. Are you talking about today you sent it?
Yeah, like not a picture, a video. Like, go ahead and just hold your camera, scroll through, let it be seen what's going on, because again, I'm a photographer. You can figure.
You're saying that I'm not on Sean's live anymore. You didn't like some of the stuff. I respect that. When you say that, are you confirming then that you did not leave the app because people on TikTok were harassing and bullying you?
Tiff, I agree. Completely agree. Just my 2 cents.
But the way, listen, the way I'm looking at it right now, assuming that this is shy, what we also have to look at is the fact that, in her words, she's not over there anymore.
Hey, and I'm about forgiveness, but at some point when you were pointed it out so many times for months and you kept attacking other women, knowing the pain that was being put on them by Sean, it becomes a hard pill to swallow to say
I
it.
understand that. I understand that. And, I was, there were some things that were said which were horrible. We all deal with those things in our own ways based on who we are. You know what I mean? You guys know, what I've been working on in terms of what he's done to me. That is still in a process. And I'm still waiting for one other piece of information to continue on with the second part of that. Like I've always said about Jen, okay? Um, if you were hurt by her, in this case, things that Sean has said about some people on here, which have been very horrible, I'm not telling you what way to think. You can think the way you are, I'm looking at as a creator that calls out people that enable these beggars. From my perspective, I'm looking at it like she's not over there anymore. From what she's saying, she's not over there anymore because of the bullshit that was going on. She couldn't take it anymore.
But wasn't that said once before and she went to a different name?
Um,
Yes.
And I know that Sean's got this sly mouth. I don't know how, but he does. He's got a sly mouth with women, and he reels them back in, just like that girl he dated multiple times. And even to this day, I think he talks to her. And what is the chances Shy goes back, right? We don't know. But I'm just saying this isn't the first, hey, forgive me, or I'm leaving, or...
I understand that. And
I mean,
you
I
can,
separated
everybody
myself.
can have their opinion. That's fine. And You can voice your opinions. I'm not going to say that it's right or wrong because it's your opinion. So.
And look, I don't watch him daily because he was starting to trigger me, and I'm a pretty tough person. But all the slandering against people who've been abused, like being a child of SA and all things, I was like, for my own mental part of it, I'm just not gonna watch him every day. Every now and then, I'll hop on when everyone is, kind of see what's going on, what's the latest.
Yeah.
But taking breaks from any kind of this stuff is important,
Absolutely.
and that's what
I
I'm at.
100% agree.
And when they were attacking and they were going for DV situations, I had to say, I can't watch the amount of women that were being torn apart and their DV being outed and called a name for it and lying. So,
Yep.
and I feel she was part of it. And I feel, obviously there's a couple people that were a part of it that I think everyone should walk away for a little bit, even if it's something you want to come back to, but
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is good. It is not, let's put it this way. You're not going to miss anything if you take a day or two off of this.
no.
I think it's very good. It's like a soap opera. If you miss a week of a soap opera and you go back, and I'm talking back in like the 80s when soap operas were all over the place,
I love them.
you could come back after a week and still know what the hell is going on. You know?
And it loops, let's be honest. I feel like sometimes we're repeating chapters all of a sudden.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But listen, I'm going to get off here. I've got some stuff to do this afternoon and tonight. So the first thing I want to say is, and this goes out to everybody, make sure when you say something on this app, you stand behind what you're saying 100%, and don't make sure or make sure it's you didn't take the opposite side of it in the past, because you will be called out for being a hypocrite. Okay, this doxing has to stop. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you dox my worst enemy. I will call that shit out. It is not right. It's disgusting behavior. For people to condone people that do that, for people to continue to give a voice to people that do that, and allow Florida Man to do it again. That's twice of a disgusting person. Okay, you know what he's capable of, and again, T, you could have muted him. You could have dropped him out of a box. You knew when he first started saying somebody's first and last name and started a street and all that. You could have muted him and you could have blocked him. You didn't do that. So you are just as guilty as he is for doing that.
Can I ask a question real quick? Louie-Ann, when I get all these screenshots together, do you want me to post them on my TikTok page?
Maybe just email them to her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That might be better. Let's try to keep this off. Let's keep that stuff off of your page.
No, I wasn't gonna put addresses. No, just her chats from.
Okay, so you know what you can do, sweet. Send them to me, and Luann, I'll send them to you. Okay.
Okay.
And maybe if you can make some sense of who they are, what they are. 100%, Stephanie Ann.
I'm going to drop my
Okay.
last thing I want to say to everyone. Look, if someone shows you their rear end, believe them. I don't know how many times people have to be shown and forgiven, but if someone shows you their rear end, people on TikTok need to believe it. Stop sitting with messy people who keep lying and hurting people.
Bingo. Couldn't have said it better myself, she.
And Louie-Ann, if that's really you that I'm talking to, I apologize for anything I did. I'm not a bully, I can tell you that. But I apologize for anything that you're going through. And on Favorited, I don't even talk over there in Favorited.
No. And again, seriously, Lou, if anybody has sent you anything harassing or bullying to you personally, please send me those clips too, because if I do find out who has done that, they will be blocked, and I will call them out on a live for it, because I don't want that stuff happening, and I don't want that stuff attributed to people that support me and come to my lives. We don't do that, and I would be more than willing to call those people out for you. Okay.
Heck, if somebody wants to look at both my phones, I have nothing to hide.
No, Sass, you don't need to do that. I mean, because we pretty much know that it didn't happen. So, but listen, guys, try to stay cool today, okay? It's miserable here. It's 88 right now, and I think it's close to 100 feels like temperature. Everybody, make sure you hydrate a lot. If this stuff on TikTok is making you feel some way, I know for me, my agitation is up. My anger is up over people that I don't even know, and that people that the only reason why they mean anything to me is because of their vile behavior. And I said a long time ago on this app that not only would I be covering people that are begging, but I'm going to be covering people that do disgusting, terrible things to people on this app. And even it gets to me. So protect yourself. Take a day off once in a while. I will not be on again today. I could tell.